virtual summit. It's a pleasure to have all of you with us here this morning, and we're delighted to have you here because we have lined up another great list of speakers from around the world to share their knowledge and experience of the healthcare industry in the last couple of years, and also what we can expect in the few years going ahead from now. Some of our panel discussions will be talking about the vision for 2030, emerging technology, future technology, so on and so forth. And as I pointed out earlier, ladies and gentlemen, we are now doing this for the fifth time, the fifth edition of the Healthcare 360 Virtual Summit.
Let's start with deep dive into digital transformation in healthcare. Obviously, once you have done all these steps, it will increase the profit of the tertiary healthcare. So, without charging much to the patient, how do you optimize the business processes to reduce the operation cost?
Good morning, everyone. We are here to talk about augmenting your healthcare experiences with Avaya. How does your hospital provide the front-end attendance services? That front desk is the key word because that's your front door to your customer. So when I log in as a doctor after registering, I join a room COVID OPD and see, it shows me that there is a patient waiting for me. So since I only joined as a patient, this is how it shows me. And if I click on take patient, the live video communication starts.
But mostly large infrastructures can create their own ecosystem through rooftop solars. And I think we have a complete integrated system to help deliver that as well.
Of course, we did face our own challenges when this whole pandemic came in. How do you see, of course, in multi-specialty, as you said, you have flexibility of assigning spaces for pandemic. You have more and more space available. But single specialties don't shoot more than 30, 40, 50,000 square feet of.
So I think, most of this single specialty comes with not like an owned asset, it's more on a leased, it's a leased asset. So, it's asset light in that sense.
Right.
So I think in those kind of hospitals, what I perceive is that there will be more, importance given to pre-engineered structures, these drywall systems.
But at least we are talking about these now. So I think these are very low-hanging fruits. The discussion now we realize from the pandemic that there's no absolute right. Actually, we may have to go back to the drawing board, the countries which we used to look up to, with all the latest jargon in place, the tech in place, they've also somehow not able to match the severity of the pandemic.
Today, our I feel global giants already in pharmaceuticals and vaccines and IT services. So this is the reality of India. Going forward, I believe, since we've already gone on the path of rolling out the largest publicly funded health insurance scheme, along with huge infrastructure development through a publicly funded financing of healthcare infrastructure across the board, we are going to be a model for developing countries.
We all are sitting in corporate hospitals, and let's be very clear that the corporate hospitals only represent 10 to 12% of Indian healthcare delivery market. Rest, almost 90% market is dominated by unorganized nursing homes or, private sector hospitals or community health care centers, which might be defunct due to several issues.
Talking about facial recognition, absolutely cashless. We're talking about pharmacy that will deliver to the patient. So we're not even worried about a big pharmacy inside the hospital anymore. So when the patient check out, the drugs will be delivered to their home. Okay, so we're reducing the footprint of the hospital more and more.
So with low internet penetration and the digital health resources divide what we have in this country, how can such a massive mission of smart hospital, connected hospital can be executed? Or is it a wrong goal we are imposing on ourselves when the nation has other priorities? So what I want to check with you, how do we accelerate the country progress towards a universal health coverage, looking to these issues what we are having now?
Walkie-talkie kind of thing. I remember getting my first mobile phone in the year 1999. When I got it, on these days, I'm not just telling the history, but I'm trying to make relevance to it. If you look at this smart hospital concept, I don't think we spoke in 2010 or 11. After that, this maybe pneumatic chute was there, but many of these features of this so-called smart hospitals started getting incorporated, implemented during the development of the advanced hospital or modern hospital, what we call.
And the best technologies always emerges into the segments which are the most critical when a doctor is in the OT or when the patient is in the ICU. So if we talk about all the way from like the basic cell phones, which we talked about, and the calling rates to a patient hospitalized in the ICU, you can see a drastic change in terms of how the care is been getting provided by some of the major hospitals across India.